show you. First, guys, I would just want to introduce the concept of Dubb. Don't mind my too many browser tabs. This concept of Dubb is, I'll show Outlook and I'll show Gmail, is where we can record videos and share them through emails, through text messages, through social media, really through any platform universally, text messages. And the idea is we want these videos to be as easier to record than typing an email. So just right inside of Gmail here, this is where I'll start, a little Dubb button right there. And when I click it, it allows me to open up my recorder. The first thing I'm going to start with, which is actually relevant for every single person that we talked about, whether it's mortgage or recruiting or even the date coaching, because when you get someone on the hook, like a lead, right? This is also based on a volume thing. Like if you're dealing with hundreds of leads, like per day, the method I'm going to show you right now isn't so much for that. It's more if you're having a lower volume, like 20 or fewer per day, probably. This is where I'm always going to recommend to do this because it only takes a few seconds for each person, and it's going to make a tremendous difference in your response rate and your replies and the quality of your replies. So, and really quick, guys, the reason why this technology, this type of technology is even more impactful than it has been in recent times is because of AI and automation, right? There's more AI messages, text-based messages being sent today, like a significant larger amount from automation and AI than ever in the past, even like the last 6 months. So the more AI and automation everybody's using, the more that these types of personalized videos are going to stand out. And there's one little extra trick I'm going to show you right now. Again, this is for personalized videos when you want to reach out to one-to-one. And if you really are trying to build a relationship, build trust with somebody, this is going to be one of the best possible ways you can do this through email. And it starts with some hyper personalization is what we call this. So right here is this is the Dubb mobile app, by the way. So this is same credentials you'd log on the desktop on your mobile. I'll show some of the function here later. But one thing it does is a little digital whiteboard. And here I'm going to say, hey, John, meaning this is the lead I have is John. And I'm going to record a personalized video for them with one click from right in my email. So I'm in my Gmail. I say, hey, John, just wanted to put a quick face to the name. The reason I actually wanted to reach out is I had a video I wanted to share with you, and it's going to tell you a little bit more about my business. And then now everyone that's watching, this is like about my mortgage business and why people are choosing, to use me for their most important loans. And, or if it's the date coaching, we'd say, hey, I wanted to share a video with you about a webinar coming up about why you're going to want to attend this for, high successful entrepreneurs like yourself. The idea is instead of me having to repeat everything, there's going to be a video that explains everything right after this. So I just said, hey, John, check this out. And now there's a check mark. So this is the idea, is being able to record a personalized video, or you can share a pre-recorded video. So like this is a very generic video. It just says Darius from Dubb. So it's pre-recorded and I don't say somebody's name in it. And that one's ready to go instantly. So maybe if you have like the webinar invitation, or you have a generic video you'd like to share, maybe you're pressed for time, right? Like you didn't have enough time to do the personal video. So whether it's a personalized video or a generic, this is the idea, is I can record or insert that as fast or faster than I can type an email or copy and paste something already done. So this is also why I started with that little whiteboard thing, the hey, John. When John or whoever opens this email, they're going to immediately tell a few things. That first, this is far different than 99% of the communications in their emails, right? Most people have never received a personalized video like that. And fewer than 5% of any industry actually uses a tool like this to, stand apart. So that's really why I start with this use case, because in any industry, guys, like when you're reaching out to individual prospects, this is where the reply rate, response rate, this is where it's been a tremendous difference in all of our reviews and case studies and testimonials. So if you did nothing else, I'm going to show a lot of other stuff today, but if you did nothing else except for this one thing, instead of your regular text emails, you replace them with this. This is where you receive all the benefits that are in the case studies and testimonials and stuff that we've documented, right? Like 30 to 100% more replies and more sales, more bookings. All those stats come from simple use cases like this. So just really quick, I want to do a pause. Are there questions around that one use case, that first sort of video email? I see a couple of hands. Patricia? go ahead, and then Alec.
My question, how do I make sure that Dubb is connected to my Gmail? Because it says so in the form for sending
Mhm.
out emails, but I don't see Dubb on the email itself.
I'll show you in just a moment. Great question.
Yeah.
Uh, Alec, your hand was up as well.
I was up, but it's maybe not relevant to what
Okay.
we're saying because why you don't have like when I record the video, I have a glow around my head, around the area, and you don't. Like right now, I'm watching you, and you don't. Oh, probably you're on a Zoom. On Zoom, I don't have it either. But when
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
up,
Okay. Great questions. Okay. Two things, guys. One, how do you get the button inside of Gmail? This is actually when you log into Dubb, you're going to have a little series of tasks. It says your tasks. One of those first 5 or 6 ones is going to say install the Dubb Chrome extension. That Dubb Chrome extension is going to give you this little shortcut right here. And that is what gives you the button inside of Gmail. It gives you the button inside of a bunch of other places as well, like real estate CRMs and Zoho as well. One of our users is in Zoho. So specifically in Zoho CRM, you're going to have that same button in the place of where you can write your emails. So that's all provided by the Dubb Chrome extension. Okay, and then Alex's question is the Halo situation. So first, I have actual. Let me spotlight. I have this is my actual background, so there's no virtual effect, so I don't have a virtual background turned on, and so that's why when I'm recording my videos, you're not seeing any Halo effect whatsoever. The other thing, guys, is Zoom has really perfected virtual backgrounds. Their virtual backgrounds are one of the best in the industry. Microsoft Teams is another one that's really good. Dubb's is a little bit sensitive, right? It's based on sort of what's in your actual background, your lighting, your hair. You'll see, so like this shirt blends too well with that background, and you'll see different backgrounds sort of have different performance. But in any case, this fossil back here does not do a good job. But you can see overall, this one works pretty well. Like it's not perfect, but it's so not as good as Zoom's. But you can see if I didn't have so many like books and things in the background, it would almost be perfect, close to it, usable. So just be aware there are some limitations to virtual backgrounds on Dubb. However, if you do need a virtual background like really crisp, you can always record your video in Zoom and then upload it into Dubb. That's what some of our users who really need perfect virtual backgrounds do. And I'm going to show you one other tool right now, which is a different type of video where you can actually zoom in and like kind of crop out your background so that it won't even matter what your background actually is. But okay, I think I saw one or two more hands on this. Nick, was that you?
Yeah, yeah, Darius. So, quick question, and maybe this is an aside. Do you recommend that we do things like better lighting or a webcam just to kind of enhance the experience? Because I did try and record a few videos, and I mean, they suck because I suck. But I'm going to get better, and I think some of these elements will help. So
no, I think that's an excellent question and a great point to ask this, where there's a few things that I think are important. One is you just want to make sure that you're not backlit. Like if you have a light source, like an open window or a light above and behind you, your face is going to look really shadowed. It's going to like be in shade, and it's going to look kind of weird, like you're in interrogation or something, right? So while I wouldn't say you need like such a powerful external light source, I have a little light here. I used to use a ring light for a long time, but this room is really bright, so I need a bigger light to sort of push more light on me. I do have a window here, which provides sufficient light. If I turned my desk, the window would definitely be more than enough. I would say you don't need external front-facing lighting. It helps. It can make you look brighter. But I'd say the most important thing is just to not be backlit. Don't have a light source coming from behind you, because then that's going to shade your front and it's just going to make the lighting look really poor. So natural light is always the best. Like if you can use a window source, that's excellent. If you plan on doing filming at night, then you definitely would want some sort of front-facing lighting. Even a ceiling lamp is fine as long as it's not from behind you and instead coming from in front of you.
Perfect. Thank you, Darius.
Microphone stuff as well. If you plan on filming anything outside, like where there's wind and traffic and noise, I do recommend a lapel mic, usually like this, like the little clip-ons. Those are really nice for when you're outside, like in the wind, and like if you're real estate or doing filming outdoors. I do recommend something like that. Cell phone, like iPhone mics, are pretty good as long as you're close. I don't know if they've fixed this yet. I know for the longest time, the iPod, the earbuds or AirPods, they don't work while recording video. And that upset a lot of people. I know this was at least several months ago that I last checked, but you could not record video audio with AirPods in. So anyway.
Do you have any recommendations for webcams like FOVs?
Oh, yeah.
Should it be 73,
well.
78?
There's the, what's it called? The Logitech.
Logitech, okay.
The Brio is a really common high quality one that I know a lot of people use. That actually, yeah, there was a C920 or whatever I had before. It's not great for today's standards. The Brio is really good. And I know all newer computers, like within the last couple of years, like the sort of flagships like the Macs and the Windows computers, the webcams are actually really decent. This is just a built-in camera right here, and it's fairly decent. So great. Okay, Patricia.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
I just
Okay, no worries. Okay, guys, let me make sure our microphone's on. If anyone else has a question or anything, let me know. I'm going to now proceed to the second type of use case. The first one is just the face to the name. That's what we call that. And I'm going to show something else that happens really important with that script and stuff that I used. So first one is just the concept, video email, putting a face to the name, because that's what's going to actually separate us from all the plain text, automation, AI, paragraphs that's being sent by everyone else. And again, if you did nothing else except for that one thing to start, then you would benefit from those type of responses. Like we've all sent a lot of emails, and if you've been in business for any length of time, and no one's ever responded with like, wow, this was so cool. Thanks so much for this email. I've never seen something like this. Like you will literally get those types of replies when you send out your first like 100 personalized messages. You'll get responses better above and beyond than you've ever received from regular text. Now, unless you're like literally just completely cold strangers, even then there's a good chance you're going to get that type of reply. So that's use case number one.
Darius, real quick before you go to the next case.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Kelly with jobsoldier.org. Hey,
yeah.
Darius, I was using the app and I did not upload to Dubb. Do those, and I closed the window. Do those go anywhere? Are they stored anywhere?
The mobile app?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so there's a really cool feature on the Dubb mobile app where it'll automatically save a backup of the video. As soon as you click done recording, like you're recording a clip, you click the check mark, it's going to save a backup of that clip to your mobile device. So yes, it's saved. Go to your video, your photo library, and you'll find that video right there.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate it.
Got it, brother. Okay, guys, this next one, again, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to start with this, but this is an extremely useful tool where we can show a visual. So let me just take a couple of our use cases here. Mortgage rates today. We'll talk about this. Where's the Google one? There's usually like a breakdown from Google. I don't see it right now, but we'll just take an article. So let's say we want to talk about an article, right? Maybe we want to show something about a market, like we're in real estate. We want to do a market update. We want to talk about rates or something like this. Maybe it's a contract. I'm going to give a few different examples. But the idea here is I can click one button. I can either click the Chrome extension for this. So one click, and now I can record myself and my screen at the same time. So I can now come in, just press record. I'm going to use my other one though. I like the desktop app a little bit better, and I'll explain the difference in a moment. So I'm going to now be able to record a video of myself. Okay, cool. The controls are there. You guys can see this control bar here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Yes.
So now here I am. There's my bubble and the thing that I want to talk about. So this can literally be anything, guys. It can be a PowerPoint presentation, your website, how to search stuff. It could be the event page for the webinar you want to invite people to, or something like this, where it's relevant information for your target audience. And I'm going to press record. And then now I'm going to be able to record a video of both me and what's happening on my screen. There are some really cool annotation tools. So I can say, guys, there are the lowest 30-year rates since whatever time, right? I'm not going to read the entire article. So, but you would be able to come through and say, there's a couple of things I want to point your guys' attention to. First, the rates have come down, nearly 0.5%. And what does this mean for you? Well, if you're in California, let's go down here. And so anyways, this is what I'm just showing you guys is we can record information like this. There's a teleprompter. So let's say if you don't want to memorize what you need to say, you can just select from a script, and the script is going to be able to automatically scroll at the speed that you want to read from. So whether you're a faster speaker like myself or a little bit slower cadence, you want to speak slower, you can adjust the speed and font size and stuff like that. So teleprompter is available, the annotations are available, and there's also an ability to record in multiple parts. So let's say it's a PowerPoint presentation you want to do, and it's 5 slides. The last thing you want to do is try to do one perfect video of 5 different things. But instead, I recorded my first part that's 30 seconds. Now I'm going to press the check mark, and there we go. There's my first clip. Now I'm going to press record again, and now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to record a second part of my video, which is all these different advertisements. And I'm going to say, hey, if you want to get a mortgage through all these guys, not me, here you go. So now, boom, there's the second part of my video. So this is just to show that this is a very robust video creation tool with teleprompters, annotations, multiple clips, the ability to resize your webcam, this functionality. This is what I was talking about as well. Like, let's say your guys' background is less than ideal. Well, I can just do this, zoom into the point where you can't even really see what's in my background now. It could be a wall back there. You can't really tell. So even if your virtual background isn't perfect and you want to use tools like this, this is a functionality. There's also the ability to just put your profile picture in there. So you can use your headshot instead of your live person. Although I do recommend leaving the video on, because that's where we're going to be getting FaceTime with people, right? We're building trust with them. We're getting them to remember, know, like, and trust us. So the next time something important comes up, who they remember. Okay, quick pause, guys, on that one. So that tool that I just showed really has limitless possibilities. I've seen people start their YouTube channels or add to their existing YouTube channels with that one tool, because you don't need a video editor. You can do the trimming and stuff yourself. Of course, if you want to do some extra fancy stuff, you can still use your editor or yourself. Social media like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook Shorts and Reels, you can create all of that with that same desktop app. So, okay, any questions, guys, on the screen recorder part? Any concerns, things like that?
Can you record equally in landscape as you do in portrait, or?
Yes, sir. Excellent. I was literally just realizing I didn't show that, and that's exactly what you can do. So let's say you want to talk about this article, but you want to post it on TikTok, so or Instagram or Facebook Reels or a short form platform, right? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cancel that recording. And so now I've brought in my web page here, this article, I've brought it to a narrow view. Let me make it a little bit taller and close the ad. And now I can press record and select portrait. Let me turn my webcam back on there. And so now I'm going to record a perfect portrait style video. Let me make this a little bit smaller, where we're going to talk about these rates right here. So watch them. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to say, guys, if you're in California and New York, you're going to want to pay close attention, because if you've been waiting to buy a home, rates are finally softening and the future is bright. And so now when we look at that video, we're going to have that perfect portrait frame that's friendly for all those short form medias like Shorts and TikTok and Instagram and all that. So yes, absolutely. Great question there. Okay, guys, one more option for recording. And then I have some other specific use cases here for our friends, Sue, for the webinar, a few different things. So stay tuned for that. One more piece, which is the mobile app. This is the Dubb mobile app. I showed it a little bit earlier with the whiteboard, but there's also a function where you can record. So I'm going to press the record button. Fingers are covering the camera so I can show you some of the functions here. The first one is the same teleprompter, except for it's even better on iPhone. It's coming to Android soon, but the iPhone one has voice recognition. So it's like this. Once upon a time, there was a man named John. John had just gotten married and was enjoying his new life with his beautiful wife, Emily. So that way, you don't have to be practiced or rehearsed for reading from a teleprompter. You can just pop your script in there, which, by the way, there's an AI and everything to help make script writing much easier. So voice recognition teleprompter is a very useful function there. Actually, we use that ourselves all the time when we need to record like advertisements, Because if I'm doing a video like this, I don't need a teleprompter, right? I can just talk and speak and show things. But if it's for an advertisement, it's like a specific 15, 30, 45-second script, then it's difficult to memorize those things. And the teleprompter makes it super easy. And your eye line is like perfect because it's right next to your camera. So teleprompter is one really cool thing. Another really cool one is picture in picture. So you can actually be like if you want to do a property tour or anything like that, you can be the guy in the little bubble here or the guy or gal. So your face is here while the property is in the background. And of course, you can move yourself around there so the property is visible or whatever. It doesn't have to be a property. It can be anything that you want to show, a contract or something like that while you're in the front. So picture in picture, teleprompter, multiple clips as well, just like the desktop app I showed, where you can record in pieces. So you're not forced to record one perfect video. And then in the editing component, there's a few really cool things there as well, which is voiceover. So you can put a perfect voiceover to your video. There's a royalty-free library of music, so you can put music to your videos. And there's also burned-in captions. So if you want those like kind of stylized or cooler captions burned into the video for social media, right there on the same app. Okay, so those are the three primary recording vehicles, guys. You have the Dubb mobile app that I just showed, the screen recorder with the teleprompter, annotations, clips, all that, and then just your basic webcam recorder inside of your email or CRM or wherever you are. So any questions on recording in general? Anything left? Let me check my Q&A. Sam, when I upload a horizontal videos from my native iPhone app or Dubb mobile app, it uploads to my dashboard and it shows in the preset as 916. Rob sent it developing and had no solution. So you're talking about when you upload a horizontal video into the Dubb mobile app, there's, go ahead.
Yeah, so it seems to have corrected itself. I just tried it.
Yeah.
While I've been sitting here, but it was like that for 3 days.
I just saw you said, okay, yeah. I was going to say, I think we should have fixed that by now. I know there was an issue a while back where, and every update, iPhone just came up with an update. So every time they update, something changes, and then we have to hurry up and fix it. So
okay.
I really do appreciate when you guys can tell us as quickly as possible. I mean, because updates happen overnight, right? Like they just release something at midnight. We wake up and we're not, using it right away. So anytime you guys see something not working, just let us know. We're on top of it as quickly as we possibly can be. We're not just sitting here saying, "Oh, things are not working." We are going to try to
appreciate it.
And so, Sam, we appreciate you as well, my friend.
Yeah.
All right, Jeanette. All this info is in the app and computer with step-by-step processes. Jeanette, yes, there are video tutorials, articles, guides on every single thing that we ever do. Let me show you where this stuff is. So, excellent question, by the way. Let me make sure you guys know how to help yourselves, right? Teach a man to fish. Let me go to my dubb.com. And so when you are logged into Dubb, actually, Jeanette, I'm logged into your account right now because I was giving you a link from earlier. This is the magic button right here, this little green button. This first has our article database. So anything that you want to know, you can just search for a keyword and you can find an article with a video and everything you need there. So that's available instantly if you know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, there are actually video tutorials in every single section. So when I go like right here to assets and calls to action, it looks like you've already been there. So presets, look, there's a video right here telling you how everything you need to know about presets. Showcases, a video about showcases. So every single section in Dubb has built-in tutorials that we try to get you to watch. But of course, there's going to be a close button or something there. Once this is a free account right now, but once it's upgraded, there'll be a close button here. So you don't have to watch it, but we recommend that you do if you're curious about the feature. So there's built-in tutorials everywhere, the articles, and then of course there's our live chat as well. The AI, guys, this guy Finn answers like 80% of our tickets instantly. 80% of the time gets the answers right, and people give it a thumbs up. So we do put that guy first because instant answers are awesome versus waiting, a few minutes or up to like whatever, 30 minutes or something if we're busy for a human answer. So AI is doing really, really good with our answers right now. But of course, there's always a button that says talk to a person as well. So we're all there all throughout business day. You come chat with us. There's also these live trainings every single weekday. So Monday through Friday, you can join the same live training session right here. Come get specifics, questions, generic, like, overviews, all that stuff is available every single weekday. And then, of course, Jeanette, there's one-on-one. Every single customer gets a one-on-one call, at least one, with our team, where we're going to help you set up your integrations, set up your page, your branding, your shortcuts. We want to make sure all that is done with you and for you, so that you're not struggling to watch hours of tutorials learning every single thing about Dubb. Because you don't need to do that first, right? That's not what I would recommend, is to learn every single thing about Dubb and then get started. I would say, come to one of these trainings, see a couple of ideas that you want. Okay, I want to do the personalized video email, and I want to record my screen for social. And then get your one-on-one training, and we're going to help you implement and set up exactly those things. And then start with that. And then you can come back as often as you'd like and keep leveling up your skill. So that would be my best recommendation. Walk before you can run, especially if you're new to video stuff. And Jeanette, check your email. I sent you an email with a link. And so once you're logged into Dubb, just click that link and it'll take you straight to the page. I also provided some instruction there for you. So make sure you get that, because I want you to make a monthly or annual switch before you upgrade. So
okay, thanks.
You got it. All right. You see here, a couple more people popped in. I'm just turning on your mics really quick. I have a really important thing to show next. I guess it's all really important, right? Okay, what happens when you record a video? This is extremely useful, guys, because the trick is to not have to repeat yourselves over and over when you want to do videos, not have to doing the same video 15 times because you made a little mistake. Those are things that become very frustrating and eat into your efficiency and your motivation and stuff. So we've built some really important technology, guys, that makes it where you don't have to do those things. So come back to this example for me, what I started with. What did I do? I said, hey, John, I wanted to put a quick face to the name, tell you more about my business, mortgage, dating coaching, or whatever it is, right? I said, I want to tell you more about this. So instead of me needing to say, hey, John, I want to tell you about my business. We do this. You should work with us because of these reasons. I never need to do that, because there's a playlist right here that's designed to do that for me. So here in this video, I said, hey, John, the reason I actually wanted to make a quick thing for you. And right at the end of this, it's going to automatically roll into, we're going to show you that video, where in this example, this is the Dubb example. So it has the 94-second video that shows all the cool stuff about Dubb, right? So instead of me needing to repeat myself and tell them all the cool stuff about Dubb, this video does all the heavy lifting for me. So that way, let's say if I got 20, 30 leads a day, I could do all of these in 9 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 seconds a piece. And then all of the majority that I need to say, because I'm providing the same product, service, value to my audience, that doesn't need to be repeated ever again. And in fact, you can do a polished version, just like we have here, right? There's some editing done to this thing to make it look a little bit better. So this is the idea, is you can take, this is what I call the best of both worlds, where it's your really practiced, your polished value proposition, right? The best thing you could offer them in terms of how your business is going to help, but then not having to ever repeat that again. And I say, getting the hyper personalization, guys. This is the key to standing apart from all the automation, which is hyper personalization that can't be faked by AI and automation right now. And that's what this is for. But it only takes you 30 seconds a pop.
So Darius, that all comes in as one video, or just kind of goes into the next video, kind of like a
so actually, excellent question. This playlist right now, I left intentionally visible so that you guys can actually see there are 3 videos here, but the behavior is going to look very much like one video. So right at the end, it rolls into the next one, and you can actually hide this playlist so that it looks just like one video. So the options are there for it. So, and you can also, using the desktop app that I showed a moment ago, you can merge 3 clips together into one full video if you'd want. This function, though, is meant for when you want to be rapid fire, right? I got 5 leads. I want to do 5 quick videos and just send them through email or text. That would literally take you 2 minutes to do, because you do 5 videos in 30 seconds or whatever, 5 minutes, whatever. But yeah, so this playlist can be hidden to look like one video and behave sort of like one video, where they all play back to back. Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
Good question. Okay. Other really important stuff, guys. This whole landing page, that's what this is called. It's a website or landing page. Every time you record a video, Dubb is going to build a website or landing page for you. It's going to add in your logo, your branding, your watermark. It's going to add your playlist of videos that you want to, like it can add testimonials or explainers or upsells or other information that's going to help nurture and win this business. And then, of course, you have your buttons here as well. These are called your calls to action. And this is the whole reason people are creating these videos, is because you want people to take action. Maybe you want them to book in your calendar or register for your webinar or download an attachment, fill out a form, call you, text you, email you. They can even, guys, send you a video. So if you don't yet have really good testimonials from your clients, this is the easiest way to get them. You can send a video to them via email or text message, and they can click one button, no download, no sign up, no installation, and they can send a video testimonial right back to you. And then you could put it in your playlist, put it on your website, or put it on social, a bunch of places. So this whole page, branding, buttons, playlists, and guys, this is new, the AI chat assistant, where it can sit right on your video, just like this one. And it's kind of like Chat GPT, except for it cares about your business. It's actually trying to drive for a conversion of whatever you're telling it. So it can present links like fill out this form, book this time, go to this website. But it's also can capture leads. So it can say, give me your email. I'll answer your question, but give me your email. Give me your first name, last name, phone number. So it can capture leads to put into the Dubb CRM, can answer FAQs, can answer any general questions, and it's trained specifically on your business. So it's not like ChatGPT in that it's scanning the entire internet for random other people's answers. It's only trained on your specific business or your specific use case, the thing that you want it trained on. So this entire landing page, the AI chat assistant, your buttons, playlist, all this stuff is added to every single video automatically when you press record or when you press the check mark to upload. And this whole page is based on what we call a preset. It's like a template. So one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to switch the preset for a different use case. So this one right now is for business development, right? I have my explainer video, my testimonials, my success stories, my calendar for someone to say, hey, Dubb seems valuable. I should take a time to talk about it. But what if they purchase Dubb? What if they're happy? Now I want to go collect a review, a referral from them, right? So leave us a testimonial, leave us a review on Google or Capterra or whatever. So now with one switch, you see I changed the entire video page. Same video, but with one switch, I can change everything on that page. So this is just to show you guys, if you have maybe different products, different services, maybe you service different types of clients like buyers or sellers. Or maybe you have like me here, where one's for prospecting business development and one's for collecting reviews or testimonials. So this is just to show you guys, you can instantly package your videos with all of your best actions and activities and resources to help earn that business, to help build trust or whatever your goal is in that case. Okay, pause really quickly on that guy. Presets are super important. And I just want to remind you guys, we can help you set up your preset if you're feeling overwhelmed with that. We just meet us for your optimization call, and we're going to put all the buttons and things like that you need help with in that session. So be aware of that. Sam, I work for a national home builder and want to set up a sales assistant for each different community. Okay, how would I do that? That's a perfect question, Sam. There's a few different ways to do that. The way that the sales assistants are trained right now is based on a website. What's coming is document training. So you'll be able to upload a PDF and have it like scan a document like a PDF and just be trained from that. So right now, Sam, this would be dependent. Do those different communities have personal websites? Do they have individual websites for the different communities? Go ahead.
Can I say with the builders, Lennar, and we have a main domain.
Yep.
And then there's branches. So for each community, like it would have the name of the community. Mm-hmm. So when you get to that community, all the inventory for that community, floor plans, all that would be within that one page.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Because if it's able to make a distinction right now, like you have community A, community B, and they're different URLs, then that's perfect for the way the AI is trained right now, because you would create one, which is community one. Mm-hmm. And then you would put community one's website link here, any other relevant resources for community one, Do be careful not to pollute though, right? You don't want to put community 3s or 4s information here. So make sure that it's specific to that one community. Then you could provide specific FAQs for that one community. You can use the AI to generate FAQs if you don't know what they might be. And then you can, of course, present the desired result. Like, what do you want them to do? Book a time, make a call, send, click a link. And then, of course, you can present it for capturing leads as well. And so you would create the one community and then rinse and repeat with the different community resources.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen agents so far train the AIs on different listings where they'll take individual listing pages and train the AI in different listings. So every different AI is for a different listing. So yes, very, very good.
Any recommendation on how to name these assistants that are more personal than?
I wouldn't just name them the name of the community. If there's a specific name of it, like Cypress or whatever, just name it that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But definitely use good nomenclature, good naming stuff, guys. It helps in an organization, right? So, okay, Tony. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put the link for those of us that this is for existing customers, guys. So if you're not upgraded yet, you can book a demo if you haven't had a demo yet. But for the optimization call that I'm about to describe, this is for existing customers because it's where we're gonna set up your presets, your shortcuts. So some of those are paid features. I'm going to put the link for that one-to-one support, that one-to-one customer support call in the chat right now. So if you're not upgraded yet, do book a demo or upgrade. Guys, we're extending the cyber promotion for new customers. So if you're not yet subscribed, then make sure you take advantage of that. And if you are subscribed and you haven't had your optimization call, the link is in the chat right there. So Tony, if you're upgraded already, make sure you book your one-on-one. Nick, go ahead, my friend.
Hey, Darius. So just curious, I'm not putting you on the spot. What should we be expecting in terms of open rates or response rates that
no, totally.
we know to adjust or we know not to, just keep going forward?
So that's a really good question. I will say it totally depends on the use case and the industry. Like just so we're aware, if you're doing cold outreach, the response rate of cold outreach is lower than ever because of all the things I described earlier, the increase in AI and automation, the sheer volume. So cold outreach response rates are like 1 to 3% of regular emails. So anything better than 1 to 3%, like 4% would be a 25% increase, right? Or a 50% increase, depending on where you started. So the rates for cold outreach are not like super exciting. But what you can expect is a very significant increase in the quality and the number of responses from that. Now, double 1 to 3 is only 2 or 6. Granted, it's still not very exciting numbers, but very reasonable to expect that type of result just having video in those colder outreaches. There's another conversation to be had, which is like when you're doing mass cold outreach, like you purchased lists of 10,000s and you're sending massive amounts of emails. That's going to be a different situation where you're sending plain text only, no links. That's a whole nother conversation. But like it's your own list, your opt-ins or something like that, but they're colder. That's where I would say Dubb's going to make the biggest difference. In terms of
for data like 90%, for example, open rate and 20% response rate. So I find that very high.
So, like again, if we're talking about cold outreach versus warmer outreach, like opt-ins versus a list. Cold outreach, I would not expect more than 20% opens. That's a very reasonable expectation. That means you have good deliverability, a good subject line. You can get higher than that. I would not expect more than 20% opens and 1% replies on completely cold outreach. 3% at most. Like if you're using video in there, 100% X of what 1%, 2% is, 3 or 4.
Right.
Now, if it's to warmer leads, to your existing business, that's where I would say that whatever your current outreach looks like right now, you'd have to measure that first because we have to have a baseline before we can measure the difference. I would say that every time we've ever measured this within an organization or even individuals, 30% minimum increase in response rate or booking rate or whatever metric that we were after, minimum of 30% is the lowest we've ever achieved in any case study, documented case where we actually set a baseline, we went and tested, we measured, we did things properly with individuals and organizations. It's on our case studies page and across a few testimonials. Minimum of 30%, sometimes as high as like 200%, 500% increase in responses and bookings. So numbers can get really crazy sometimes. I would say conservatively, I'm a low expectations kind of person, so you're never disappointed. 30% is what I would say is a bare minimum of increase in response that you would see using video.
Hey, Derek.
I can give a true life right now. I just ran the numbers, my friend.
Yeah. There we go. What do you got?
The first 10 days on Dubb, I went from, and I was very proud of 32%. But remember, I'm a veterans organization, so I'm supposed to get opens like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not kidding you. The first 10 days with Dubb and the last 10 days I'm talking to you right now, there's not been a day that wasn't over an 80% open rate.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, well, it's because I'm so damn handsome,
Yeah.
but not all of you are that handsome and that charming, but those of you that aren't, just use the artificial intelligence.
Right. No,
Anyway,
I appreciate
great
that.
plug, man. I'm loving this stuff. Anybody that's on the fence, just jump right off of there.
Patrick is not a paid spokesperson.
I am not a paid spokesperson.
We appreciate
In fact,
you
I'm a paid customer and proud of it. My whole team is a pro.
Right on, man. Appreciate you, Patrick. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Nick, there's some rough estimates for you. I would say if you want to, we can always go like a deeper dive into specific nuances. We can, like in a later conversation, we can say, well, here's what I'm doing. Here's the numbers I'm looking at. What can we expect? Are these numbers good? You're always welcome to come back to me any day and have a deeper discussion. If it's not me, I have a substitute in here as well. He's also a really smart guy, knows everything about Dubb. Would have the same conversations with you.
Thank you, Darius. Perfect.
You got it, my friend. Okay. Guys, I don't think I'm going to make it through the rest of the presentation. Like there's a bunch of other little technology stuff. I covered, I think, the most important stuff, except for sharing. So if anyone wants to see how to share a video through an email or a text message, let me know. But I'm just looking at the chat right now. Pierre, Pierre, if you could turn your microphone on too, my friend, that'll probably help us. Name on the mobile app. Please re-show how to add a name. Oh, gotcha. Pierre, that's this little guy right here. So that's this little digital clipboard. You just give it a tap and that opens this digital whiteboard and you just type, "Hey, John," and then turn it sideways and you get the full thing.
Okay.
So go ahead.
So for each person, like you said, like 5 or 6 people, hot leads, I want to do them in 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
I put each person's name in there. I do like I use a playlist. I put that video and I tag right behind it one of the playlists, right?
Beautiful. Yeah, exactly. So you say, "Hey, John, it's Pierre. Just wanted to put a quick face to the name. Show you're excited. Make them excited to work with you, and give them some little bit of information. Like if you have whatever came from them, say, "Hey, I got your information here. It looks like you're looking at this or that. We're super excited to help with this. After this is going to come a little video that explains this next process, and I think why you're going to be a perfect fit." And then it rolls into your pre-recorded video where your meat and potatoes, your value proposition is, maybe some testimonial after it, maybe some testimonial, social proof below it.
Sure.
Guys, I recommend social proof as part of every cold outreach, warm outreach. When you're trying to build trust and nurture and foster relationships online, social proof is one of the biggest things you can do, because everyone wants to look, is this brand new? Am I being a sucker? Or they're like, no, this guy's helped thousands of other people. Like that's why reviews and social proof is super important. So make sure it's part of your pages.
Okay. And how do you not show omit the fact that there are multiple videos in a playlist? You say you can tag them all together one by one?
Excellent question. The easiest way to do that is actually in your preset. So here's my preset, right? There's a setting right here, a little checkbox that says hide playlist. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Check that box, and now all of a sudden you can have 15 videos in that playlist. It's going to look like one only. So
perfect. Okay, got it. Definitely. Okay. And then the other question I have is when I put the animated GIF inside an email, it's not animated, but it is on the landing page.
What I would probably assume is that if you are recording it instantly, and maybe if your computer is just a little bit slower or having an internet thing, it will take a few seconds. Let me actually show you this in real time. So this is what you're experiencing is when I press record right here, 3, 2, 1, I'll do the "Hey, John." Hey there. And if I go to insert this immediately, like right away, you can see there's a play button on it right now. So it's going to be the still image. It hasn't had the moment it takes a few seconds to generate the GIF. And so now, like, I don't want that version. So if I click the button again, let's see. So now it's loaded. So there's a little refresh button right here. Sometimes you just need to reopen it, but now it's going to insert the GIF.
Okay.
So it just needs a few seconds after recording to generate the GIF. Yeah.
To digest it. Okay, good. Yep. And then that brings up the next thing. I use Outlook on the PC workstation, and there's a plus button in the one in Outlook itself. There's a plus button when you open up the add-in or what the Dubb add-in they call it, I guess. That plus button doesn't initiate the creation of a new video. Is my application wrong?
No. So what you need for that though, it should give you a little modal. It should say something when you do that, because what it's trying to do is it's trying to open the Dubb desktop app. So
Okay.
I don't know. Outlook's been doing this recently. It's okay. There we go. It just takes a long time to load. But like this,
See that? Yeah.
when I click that button, it's opening the Dubb desktop app.
Oh,
and so if you have to have the Dubb desktop app installed, and that should get it to open.
Okay, it is installed. Even the latest one is installed, but when I click it, it doesn't point to it. It doesn't bring it up. So is it a possible there's an issue with my Outlook or something?
Are you on like the desktop 2016 version of Outlook, possibly?
That I don't know how old it is. Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Yeah,
why?
Because I know there is an old school version of desktop Outlook that it has the button that says "Get the new Outlook." Outlook is trying to force everyone out of that old version, and
Okay.
Outlook users are not happy because they're losing a lot of functionality. But
Yeah.
whatever, they're doing it.
Right. Okay. So I have to switch upgrade to the new one.
Maybe the version you're on isn't compatible with that same open the
Okay.
desktop function. Yeah.
Well, then I just keep a Dubb open on my desktop all day, and I just click
Yeah, you can
create
just
new
click
video.
the little shortcut. Exactly.
Got it. Okay. And the last question, before the end of the year, I have 5,000, like I said, 5,000 or so emails.
Yeah.
A bunch of people are warm, probably 1,000. Well, maybe 2,000 are warm, 3,000 are cold.
Mm-hmm.
How would you go by to? I mean, you wouldn't probably mix them all together, or would you?
Yeah, no. If when you say cold, how cold? Meaning like you've messaged back and forth before, or it's like a brand new
Never. They don't know me from Adam.
I got to tell you guys, there's been a huge crackdown on cold emails, particularly this year. Like if you have a regular domain, you really shouldn't send more than 40 or 50 cold emails from that one domain, one email per day.
Right.
After that, Google and Yahoo, they're all going to start throttling you and doing weird behaviors with your cold emails because they can tell your email has never reached out to their email before. So they can instantly tell that's a cold email. And the biggest complaint against all the email providers is too much spam, too much cold email spam. And so their answer to that is to, well, just throttle cold emailers. If you send more than 50 cold emails a day, we're going to throttle you, send your stuff to junk, reduce your reputation. So that's my biggest concern with the cold, is that it's hard to reach out to cold people in volume these days. Like you can do it. You can pick up a blaster tool and blast 10,000 cold emails, but the deliverability and the result is not going to be what it used to be. It's not going to be great.
So I have another domain for sending out for the cold ones.
Perfect. I would say get your secondary domain that's not going to risk your first one. And then I would say probably don't send more than 50 a day between now and New Year's. Unfortunately, we got 20 days, right? Almost.
Yeah.
Hey, Darius,
we have enough. 20 days, 50 a day.
Darius, shameless plug here.
Yeah.
For jobsoldier.org. Shameless plug. We'll help you with that if you want to go big.
The cold email thing is the answer to that right now, guys, is people are spinning up a bunch of domains. They buy 10, 20 domains so that each domain can send its 30, 40, 50 allotment that day. And that's how they get higher volume out. So it becomes expensive and tedious and a lot of moving parts, but that's their answer to the cold email problem, is making it harder to do. So.
And with my secondary domain, should I use SendGrid to send out those emails?
Well, if you need to send, like if you want to send a higher volume, SendGrid is great for that, but not for cold stuff. I mean, you can use it for cold stuff, but if it's for cold, you really can't exceed that sending limit before they start making your emails behave weirdly. At least from my consultant, my experience that I've read and researched myself, that's kind of their rule of thumb on cold emails. Because like I said, the email service providers know exactly what was happening. So if it's like a bulk sender that's never sent or been responded to from this contact, it's a cold contact. And after so many cold ones in a 24-hour period, they're like, okay, he's cold emailing today. Let's do weird stuff. Send it to spam, send it to promotions. So,
okay, definitely. So keep it under 40, 50 per day. Even with SendGrid.
Even with SendGrid, I would say if it's to cold stuff, I would say if you want the best result, you got to do it colder. The other thing that's really good about taking your time with this is it gives you time to learn, because the first subject, the first body, the first video you do isn't going to be the very best possible thing that you could possibly do. And the only way you're going to get there is by split testing, right? So you can send 50 one day or 100 or 200, 500 of one subject, and then try 100, 200, 500 of another subject and see which got better opens, better replies, better responses. And that way you're constantly sharpening the axe versus sending, all 1,000 at a time and just hoping for the best. And then doing 1,000 a month later, because that's not a really good split test because the dates and it's far apart. So split testing is a little bit more work, but it's how you're constantly improving, which we should all be striving for.
Got it. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Got it, my friend. Absolutely.
Yes,
Sam, for new subscribers, you can use the same promotion for all upgrades. So if you're upgrading to Pro Plus, if you're adding the automations in this case, Sam. So absolutely. Shoot me an email, guys. If anyone wants the scoop on the cyber promotions for upgrades or whatever, Darius@dubb.com. I'll take a look at your account and give you the promotion that's available for you. If you're already on some upgraded plan, I'll say there's nothing left for you. Sometimes we have our highest tier, our Pro Plus customers are like, what else do you have for sale? I'm like, I don't have anything else for sale. Like we sold you everything we have.
Hey, Darius.
Yeah.
What is the Pro Plus in addition to the Pro?
It's an additional cost. It's a higher cost than the Pro plan. But by the way, guys, on that Pro Plus tier, we are going to be making some changes. Currently, I'm working one-to-one with our Pro Plus customers. That's going to be going away, like the at the price that it's at, where the price to work with me directly is going to be going up. We're going to be having some masterminds and stuff like that. We have a lot of plans for that cohort. So if you're interested in it, I would say go before end of year, because we're gonna be. And now this isn't like a whatever. If I'm giving you guys some inside information, we haven't published this or said it anywhere, but Pro Plus pricing to work with me directly is going to be going up in the next year. So right now would be probably the best time, cyber promotion and all that. So I want to work with you guys individually. I just, my time is becoming more limited as we grow and scale. So it's getting tougher.
Hey, Darius.
Yep.
Hey, did you show that? Because I was taking a shower. Did you show the free background software tool that you was talking about earlier? Did you do that?
Which one?
Yeah, I think somebody was talking about the background. The
virtual background stuff.
Yeah. I know you said you.
I was just saying Zoom is there.
Yeah, but you said it was something else too. You mentioned it was another something out there that was free resource. You mentioned that earlier.
Zoom is free. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I think you said it was another one other than Zoom.
No, that was all. Just Zoom and Microsoft Teams are ones that I've seen their backgrounds are really high quality. But guys, like if you go to Instagram, like multi-billion-dollar video company, right? Their virtual backgrounds are not good either. It's like there's a whole Halo thing like going on. It's not great either. So like I said, Zoom and Microsoft Teams have done a really good job there.
What do you think about Google Meets?
I don't know. I haven't tried Google Meets. I know I've done Teams and Zoom, but not Google Meets.
Right.
Probably good. I'm guessing it's Google's. It's probably really good because they're the
And the last thing, I was taking a shower too. So the young lady that was doing the because I'm trying to do my presentations for my assets. When I start having my investor calls.
Yeah.
So and I didn't really catch that. Is that on the record? When you
the webinar component?
Yeah.
I saw she wasn't here, so I didn't know if it made sense to record it, but I'll show you guys right now. What we're talking about is using Dubb to get people into a webinar. The easiest way to do this, guys, is to add the webinar registration right below your video. So you would go like this, calls to action. There's a few different ways to do this. I like the actual embed the web page, so that way the full webinar registration is actually right below the video. So all you do is create your webinar registration, like Zoom. They give you a webinar registration page. It's a URL, very specific URL. Use the embed web page function and put it right here, embed URL, and then you'll have the Zoom webinar embed form right below. Now, the other example here is the one we use for this live training. We actually don't put the Zoom registration form directly. We just have it as a button that goes to the Zoom registration page. And this is because this thing changes very often. It's a daily situation. It's much different than most webinars in that it's every single day and every quarter it's updated. So we don't have the form there. We just, because the way we edit it, it's very easy. We just go in and swap the link every 3 months or something. So there's this way, kind of the lazy way, I guess you could call it. If you're doing a lot of webinars like we are, then this is just a lot easier. Otherwise, you go get the registration page and embed it as where to go? Embed web page type CTA. And both of those will put the webinar registration right below the video. And then the most important thing is to incentivize them as to why they want to come to the event. make it extremely obvious. There's a few marketing tactics. I don't do a lot of that here. It's more just like I wanted to help because this is people that already signed up to Dubb. It's not for leads, right? So, but what I would recommend in getting someone into your webinar is you want to make sure you're taking advantage of all the marketing tactics, right? Like FOMO, fear of missing out, sensitivity. There's limited spots. There's scarcity, and then value, right? What are they going to get out of this? A $500 value. This is a $1,000 course. Like I'm just giving random numbers, but value, scarcity, fear of missing out, those are things that will get people excited and place value in the attendance of a webinar or the attendance of an event. So you want to make sure that those things are very clear in the video itself as to why they want to join this event. Because what you have to do is put yourself in the viewer's feet and say, what questions would I have? What objections might I have? Why wouldn't I attend this? Now, that's a much broader question, but the objections and the curiosities, like what's in it for me? That's instantly for everybody, right? What's in it for me? Why should I trust you? And then the other piece is the scarcity, the FOMO. Those are things that you can kind of create yourself with, language and situations. Like there's only one webinar. This is the only one we're doing for free or whatever it is, right? There's scarcity and fear of missing out. You can create around that. Those are the elements that I would make sure you incorporate in the video. Value, it's an X dollar value. Like this is why you're going to attend. You're going to get this from it and all the other pieces. So the video itself, get them into the webinar, and then the registration form below it. Social proof is also huge. Like if you've had some result from people that you've worked with, have the testimonials there, have the case studies there, the social proof of people that have attended an event like this and the result they've had would be the other missing piece there. So definitely all those.
Is there another? Is there another? I really don't like Zoom. I just don't like them after the little virus. I mean, can I? Google Meets. I tried. I looked for it. I didn't actually see it.
I don't know if Google Meets has a webinar function. I mean, they probably do. We just use Zoom because we'd been using Zoom for so long, and it just works. It's not difficult or something. But I've seen a ton of other webinar softwares. There's 100 of them out there. Right? WebEx and Cisco and all kinds of stuff.
Zoho, right?
I think Zoho, yeah. Zoho has a product for everything. So yeah, I'm sure they have a web conferencing one. But just make sure, like I said, if it's a webinar format, go do a dry run, right? So you go do a practice run before you ever get people in the room and have the son join or have someone else join in the room and make sure that you can see their questions. You don't see the other attendees or the behaviors that you want. Definitely go work all that out before you ever do the live event.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that because I really don't like Zoom like that.